This is Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
I shudder thinking how the world can be so cruel. Lend my voice to those who can. It's time we try, it's time we care, it's time to stand. It starts with a voice.
Welcome to the Special Chronicles show. My name is Daniel Smrokowski, and I'm the founder of Special Chronicles and the Special Olympics Southern Striver International Global Messenger and a Service Ambassador at United Airlines. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream archives of over 750 episodes absolutely for free, and to follow Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. This week on the Special Chronicles podcast, Unified at Work series, Season 4, Part 7. We're broadcasting a live speaking presentation from the VMS Professionals Conference 2023 with myself, Daniel, and my good friend, Captain Jill Mills, a chief pilot with United Airlines. We talk about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI Best Practices, and the groundbreaking Inclusive Employment Program at United Airlines in global partnership with Special Olympics. So please put your virtual hands together as we bring you on stage at the VMS Professionals 2023 conference. We recorded on location in Chicago on specialchronicles.com.
He worked unified, helping his colleagues develop and initiate communications and media relations. Perhaps the most notable contribution was his columnist work for the Chicago Tribune. We're halfway there. Daniel is one of the 4 original Special Olympics athletes hired by Special Olympics global partner United Airlines. He is employed as a service ambassador and currently serving on Bridge, United's business resource group connecting people of all abilities. United continues to take inclusion to new heights, expanding the Unified Employment Program. United has supported Daniel's Unified Work at podcast series, which is sponsored by Bridge. Unified at Work is a Special Chronicles original series featuring conversations about the meaning of inclusive employment. Daniel is currently serving on the advisory team of a feature documentary that follows a team of USA athletes as they train, prepare, and travel to Abu Dhabi to compete in the Special Olympics World Games. The film is expected to be released in 2023. In 2023, Daniel will attend the World Summer Games in Berlin, Germany as the Sergeant Shriver International Global Messenger. He hopes to contribute as a media expert to serve Special Olympics and fellow athletes across the globe. Daniel currently serves as co-chair of the Athlete Leadership Council for Special Olympics Illinois. The Athlete Leadership Council provides input to Special Olympics Illinois mentors, other athlete peers, and co-facilitates athlete leadership training and workshops. In addition, Daniel moderates orientation training for new members of the Special Olympics Board of Directors. When not speaking or training, Daniel can be found creating new content, spending time with his girlfriend, Georgia, who's great, family, and young nieces. He enjoys riding his bicycle, taking walks, streaming entertainment. To quote his mother, who sounds like a brilliant woman, his dad is here, Adam. If all the world were like Special Olympics, then the world would have no wars. I've lost my other pieces. Well, I think thank you. The last piece for me with Daniel is to say that I'm really proud and honored to be his friend and a previous board member when Daniel was serving on the board of directors for Special Olympics Illinois. He's a fabulous person. I'll be very excited to hear from him. With Daniel today, Jill, we have Jill Mills, who is a chief pilot for United Airlines. She is stationed in Washington, D.C. She is 737 line check airman instructor. She is president of the Bridge BRG group, supporting all customers and employees with disabilities for United Airlines. So Daniel, Jill, please come on up and join us. Thank you for being here.
sidekick. It's pretty amazing just to hang out with him.
And I've got my own pilot to fly me around.
And fly him around. Thanks for having us. What a great event. It's interesting to hear your all your acronyms, because we think the aviation industry has a lot of acronyms, so we thought we'd come up here and just say some. No, I'm just kidding. It's funny to sit in the back and go, I don't know that one. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know that one either.
But we could come up here and give you a bunch of aviation terms.
Yeah. Maybe we won't bore you with that. But we're excited to talk about DEI. We're excited to talk about what we've done with United Airlines, and we just want to answer any questions that you might have, and really brag about, even more than the paper. No, I'm just kidding. It's so easy to do. So I'm going to start with it might go on your head, I'm not sure, but it'll look good if it's on your head. I don't know. I'm going to ask if anybody reads Vogue magazine. I don't either. Oh, there we go, two in the back. I can tell you guys look good. The Vogue magazine it has a great cover for May 2023, and it pretty much sums everything up for me. Nothing is more fashionable than inclusivity. And I understand you guys are all very in tune to who's being hired and how the companies get new employees. And it is really exciting that the world is changing how they view new employees. And
Welcome to Chicago.
Anyway, this is pretty neat, and if you guys read this article, it just goes on and on and on about all these fantastic folks that have been doing great things. But anyway, how was your day going?
Well, it is going. Well, usually it's going swimmingly.
Oh, you don't understand. That's his big thing. I love it. I love it.
And Kaylin, actually, just before the pandemic, saw my girlfriend Georgia and I compete. So that was a lot of fun.
I think you went to state, didn't you?
Well, that was in March of 2020, and so things kind of changed.
No, there was no state. But he did just tell me in the back his new goal is to go to the World Games, the one that's in Australia, and I think that's reasonable to want to do.
Yeah, I want to, yeah.
Yeah, who wants to come with him? United flies there.
We've got a bunch of cities, right?
I know, right? Well, there's a lot of stats that go along with diversity, and I like to show them just because it really brings it into perspective why we're here and why we do what we do. So one in four, that's a lot. 1 in 4 Americans living with a disability. And CDC says at some point in your life you probably are going to live with a disability. Broken arm, broken leg, you're going to need a handicap, you're going to have to get somewhere. But the funniest thing is the people that are in the disability world or have a loved one that's in the disability world, we're all fighting for this. But it really should be everybody that's fighting for it, because it's everybody's story. And I think that is something that we live by every day. We talk about it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday, how was your day yesterday?
Well, yesterday we got to hang out all afternoon at our first ever accessibility showcase.
Yeah, so United Airlines brought everybody that works on anything with accessibility, that helps anybody with a disability, all together in one room. It was amazing. There was tears, there was joy, there was laughter. It was great. It was passion.
Yeah, lots of engagement from everyone.
Right.
So the future, what we'll get to in a little bit, we're already leading a lot, but there's a lot more that we can do to be the leading inclusive airline.
And inspire others it's not really even competition in this space. It's about how are we all going to work together, how are we going to find best practices, how we're going to do this to make it part of the culture and the fabric of everything now.
Well, in like what we do in Special Olympics and our athlete leadership programs, we're empowering each other, we're empowering of our athletes, we're empowering unified leaders like many of you, and you really get to know, when you get to know our stories, when you get to know my story, when you get to know Lauren's story, and the 21,000 athletes in Illinois, and the
Probably changes every day, right?
yeah,
Because it's so
and-
popular.
yes,
Or probably 22.
and almost 6 million athletes globally. Like, there's a new athlete that we know that went down to went to go watch our USA games in Orlando.
Yeah.
And she's gonna become an athlete this August. And when she went to see our athletes compete, she said, "These are my people." She knew that she fit in.
Yeah, and he said those numbers, that's a lot of athletes, and when he, and his long bio, one of them was a sergeant driver.
It was good, you nailed it.
Was this a global messenger, and there are only 10 of them. Now, how many athletes are there?
Almost 6. Yeah, our CEO's not inside. Almost 6 million
6 million.
globally, 195 countries.
And he's one of 10. I'm just trying to tell you how special this man is. We're so lucky to have him. He finishes that, he's been on it for a while, 4 years almost. at
Well, with the
end of year.
pandemic, 5 years at the end of this year.
Yeah, and so,
We'll have a big celebration in Berlin, so excited.
yeah, so it's exciting. So in addition to doing all that fantastic stuff all over the world, United partnered with Special Olympics, and we've brought a program, and it was actually by accident, I'm gonna tell you. It was sort of brought to United Airlines as a project, and how about doing it for a short bit to bring some Special Olympic athletes in and just let them help out for a little bit, and it turned into, we have this wonderful, wonderful lady, Jonna McGrath, that just bought in, yeah, they're low.
We all love John.
Yeah, everybody loves Jonna, because she turned it into a full-time job, because she saw the value. And she saw the reaction of our employees that were local in Chicago. She saw the joy from Lauren and Daniel and the other OGs. And since then, when you say SOSA, everybody says SOSA at United, and a lot of times they're like, what's a SOSA? But we do like acronyms. What is a SOSA?
So, you probably can guess by the letters, Special Olympics Service Ambassador. But, so that's what SOSA stands for, but our actual job title is Service Ambassador. Because we all really helping the passengers,
Yeah, you help, you check them in.
Yeah, help them.
What do you do? Tell them what you do.
Okay,
Like,
well, I can give you the job description, but we finally don't wait.
Tell them the fun part.
I'll tell you the fun part. So I'll run through it briefly. We assist the customers with directional information, and we greet the customers with a warm smile. We help them get checked in. We'll help to tag the bags. But what we really do, what we really do, which is the best part, and this really shows that, I know I'm setting it up, but when you've been podcasting for 15 years, you like to set a lot of teasers. keep you listening. What we really do is, it's not just charity. United didn't just hire us for charity. What we do is good for business.
it helps, we really make an impact, we really help the business, the company, what?
You care for people, right?
We care for people, and I
love them.
I help people. I'm kind to people. I ease people's stress, as I'm sure you all know. Traveling can be really stressful, and I care, and that's something. We have full values in the core full values at United. Safe, caring, dependable, efficient. Yeah, we got it.
Thanks, Lord.
Thanks, Lord. But I want to highlight that caring value, because that's, when it comes down, that's, I think, probably the top one that we bring. And I recently, as you've said, a pretty, I guess, famous podcaster, I don't know.
He is famous.
But something that recently, for the second time, I interviewed a former CEO, Oscar Muniz. This time was in person, and about his new book that just came out last week. The podcast dropped last week too.
If you want to use the QR code.
If you want to use the QR code.
Just saying.
Just saying. But something that Oscar said, and he related, because we were talking about two things, his book, but then the SOSA program, and what we're doing to lead in the inclusion revolution. And Oscar talked about, he related the caring, and what he said was, us SOSAs, us special Olympics athletes, caring is something that comes naturally to us. We automatically, we care for every passenger. And that's, whether you meet me, Lowen, any of the thousands, the millions of athletes globally, we care. And that's something, that's the real meaning. That's how we empower and help the business. You're not just hiring us, I think we should repeat that. You're not just hiring us for charity. We care, and when we care for the passengers or the customers, that's your company. Like we've seen the past 4 years has, like, there was an agent in Houston that said that quote. We had a workshop in Denver last November, last fall, and with all of us SOSAs, and there's now 18, but at the time it was 14 of us. And after we took that selfie, I didn't take the selfie, but someone else's hand.
There's Lauren. Lauren's right there.
Lauren, yeah. We've got Hannah's another that says IGM.
That would be the Sergeant Driver.
International Global Messenger, yeah. And so this customer service agent in Houston said that we are the missing piece to United. We are the missing piece to United.
And such a value add. Like this has increased the value of what we do for our customers exponentially. We've gained so much, and it started out, oh well, let's partner and do Special Olympics. Like a favor, and the favor is like a bazillion times back at us. In addition, like along the way, you've learned you have great leadership skills, great speaking skills. By the way.
Well, it started. Like, I'm trying to do the math. It started.
Math in public's really hard.
Yes. It started when I became a Special Olympics athlete 20 years ago, back when I had a lot more hair. And so, and then I got involved in our athlete leadership programs about 15 years ago when I started podcasting. That empowering that I took from the sports field into athlete leadership, that I took to new heights, and taking inclusion to new heights, that's
Value.
value. That's how we empower each other
Yep,
to becoming best friends.
exactly. All right, I have a question for you. Back on track, because I think
Yeah.
I skipped around. I
Yeah.
apologize, I messed
Well,
it up.
and I
It's
skipped
going
around-
right, and I'm not following script, so you win.
And I'm not following script either. I kind of.
All right, tell me your favorite thing about being a SOSA.
Well, that's a difficult question. That's a difficult question because what we're wearing underneath here is a co-branded uniform. United and Special Olympics. Never in any other job that I've had, and there's been some difficult past experiences, but every day when I come and I look at Chicago, Ohio, at our airport here, I feel so much pride putting on the co-branded uniform. And I feel so much pride that I'm able to show kindness and love, and showing love to all people, all of our passengers, even when they're not kind back. Because a lot of times, yes, some people are flying on vacation, but there's a lot of times with passengers, well, it's not in their head. Those unkind people.
I'll tell you, to watch them handle somebody that is not that kind teaches us how to handle people in general. It's amazing. And it's amazing to me that anybody would not be kind to you, by the way. It's incredible.
Yeah, us.
Knock them out. But I'm in uniform. If I wasn't in uniform, I'd knock them out.
Us special, and I've known like some supervisors that have got like stuff thrown at them and stuff like even
Not SOSAs.
Slap. No,
Regular.
not SOSAs.
It's just if you're a gate agent, it's a really hard job.
Yeah, and our supervisors and
Yeah.
managers.
Yeah.
But coming back to the value and the impact and how to us SOSAs, us Special Olympics athletes show love to people who show us hate. Us Special Olympics athletes show love to people who show us hate. And the amount of passengers, whether they're going to Munich or Frankfurt or even nationally too, that had come up to me and thanked me for showing love and the caring and the professionalism. That is the value.
Yeah.
That's the impact.
And they all have their favorites. People will come to the airport and they can't pass them. They have to find them. If Lauren's not there on the day that somebody that loves Lauren, they're looking around all around for her.
Well,
or
and,
Daniel.
yeah, well, and speaking to that, even on we don't work 5 days a week. We work a few days, right? Like, I think Lauren and I are working 4 days a week. And we have off days, like, we all deserve off days, right? And something that Lauren was just telling me that when one of us is not working, a lot of the customer service agents, supervisors, managers will come up to another one of us OG SOSAs and say, "Where's Daniel? Where's Lauren? Where's Kyle? Where's Z?" And so even I think one of our other OG SOSAs, Kyle, said in this video that was made,
Yep.
that the comms team made in our first year, had said, United is like a family, it's a second family. We've got our personal family at home, we've got our United family. But the cool thing about Special Olympics as well is that we've got our Special Olympics family. So we've got our own families, we've got our Special Olympics families, and now we've got our United families. And that's what it comes down to is.
Sounds like a good life. It sounds like a good life.
It does.
I know. I'm proud to be part of your family.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we have?
Um,
Mine keeps going away.
mine keeps.
You can just wing it. I can tell you my favorite
You
part.
want to do some improv?
No, no, you don't. I can tell you my favorite part.
Yeah. What's your favorite, Joe? What's your favorite part of me being a SOSA?
Of you being a SOSA?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say of the SOSA program. Okay, you being a SOSA.
I mean, both.
No, I love that. My favorite part of you being a SOSA, that I met you. And we've become best buds. And we get to do these speeches all over because people need to see how amazing you are, and I love being your sidekick. I'll say one of the things that United's tried hard to do is show a pathway to people that didn't know there was an option to be in our industry. And I think that you guys could probably do that for all of your industries as well. We have a pathway that goes into being a pilot. It's called Aviate. We have another one called Calibrate, if you want to be a maintenance person from zero to becoming on our maintenance team. We have Navigate, that's zero to becoming a dispatcher and understanding, all the intricacies of getting a flight out. And we have the SOSA program. And we are you and the rest of the SOSAs, in addition to the team, have created a pathway for Special Olympics to see that aviation is possible.
Yeah, and that's something in a lot of our job skills classes that many of us Special Olympics athletes were not taught. We were taught to go work at a grocery store, which some of these jobs could be fine, but for a lot of us, like Lauren and myself and Kyle and Z, we have, sorry, I thought I muted my phone.
Popular.
Always at the wrong time. Whether you're interviewing on Oscar muted and your phone buzzes 10 minutes in, it's like,
Popular.
okay. Back on track.
Your classes.
The classes. What we were never taught that we could have work in aviation. And even when I was approached by another sidekick, my camera assistant, when she approached me about this job, I almost turned it down. Because didn't have that experience. And that introduction opened up a new door.
Yeah. Whole new part of your life, right? Yeah. So we try to give that pathway. And I think that, I've heard a lot of really interesting companies that are here, and I challenge you to open those pathways up, especially with folks that have any diversity. And we say DEI, but we say DEI-A because we like that accessibility part on the end. The accommodations for people with disabilities should be included in everything when you talk about DEI. But at United, we really, focus a lot on doing as much as we can for DEI. Our CEO just recently signed the accessibility air travel pledge. A lot of the airlines did. It's a huge thing, and it just shows the commitment that are from the top down to do this type of stuff. We run ATAB. I'll let you talk about ATAB. Yeah.
Do we have those?
No, we don't have the ATAB slide.
We don't have, all right. Oh yeah, that was yesterday. So.
We're trying to teach our own company about what we do. Invite them to it.
See, when you have a lot of speaking in a week, it's
hard to be famous.
Our commitment is long-standing United established Accessible Travel Advisory Board, ATAB, in 2008, which meets regularly to discuss everything from policy procedures to technology enhancements to ease the travel experience for customers with disabilities. I know there's a lot of, even us SOSAs were part of a photo shoot about something that we can't really talk about now, but it's coming.
We're sworn to secrecy for some things. Yeah, but really, that every disability is recognized or represented on this board, and we take their input and make changes throughout our company for it. It's been since 2008, so even though we signed the pledge this year, it is long-standing at United that we've been doing that. And we've been winning awards for it. We were just gonna show you a couple of them that we won. We're really excited about these, but that's not why we're here today. But it is something to strive for each of your companies, and I'll tell you, it comes back when you work that hard to make everything accessible. And you can see, we scored over 100% on the leading disability employer score. That was a huge deal. And it's just something we should all do. Okay, so one of the things we're really proud of in the last, 8 months, we've been trying to figure out how to shine like what United has been doing. So they partnered with the production the production company from Harpo Studios. We're like, oh wow, we went big. We went from nothing to big. And they did this video. It's not released. It's going to come out on May 18th.
Global Accessibility Awareness Day.
Yeah, right.
There's 2 SOSAs in this.
Yep. One of them I might know.
Our goal is to be the most accessible airline of the world. I think that so much of that starts on the inside with us. I live with a mild cerebral palsy. I haven't met a single coworker at United that isn't willing to work with me.
United, they took a chance on me. I was born without my right hand, and now I fly airplanes. To give people a chance to thrive in the workplace and to excel in an area that we know that they can excel, it's just wonderful.
I don't feel anything's going to hold me back by being hearing impaired. I just feel the opportunities are open, whatever I want to do.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Z.
And we are Special Olympics Service Ambassadors.
Our main goal is to greet the customer, to get their boarding pass and get where they're going.
I consider myself as the invisible disability, 100% down in both ears. It's important to see employees with disabilities engaging because it makes a really big benefit to society as a whole.
At United, we needed an ally for everybody with disabilities, for customers and employees both. So we are the group of allies. Our goal is to just make this company the place where everyone says, well, we're totally gonna try travel because they do it right.
I help make sure that our website, our mobile app, and other digital channels are accessible to and usable by all customers.
We have set the standard for how we can make it better.
With United taking more maybe innovative steps beyond United, the changes could ripple.
We owe it to this community to make them feel just as comfortable as every other passenger.
I love that video.
Yeah.
It just makes us so proud. But you know what we're here to talk about is just best practice. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say one thing about the video that was mentioned about being an ally for those of us with disabilities. Just the beginning of this week, myself and another athlete, Leo, we spoke to the Houston in-flight training team on working with people with autism and IDD in the workplace. And it was really kind of like a high-level presentation, but we talked about how to be an ally. And so, which I think kind of speaks to some of the
It's our goal in life, is try to teach everybody to be an ally. We all should be. So anyway, so what you guys are doing, and we really want to take questions, but what we're here, it was Best of DEI. And I will say, for us, Best of DEI, everything starts at the top. So those of you that are in control of hiring people, those of you that are helping your CEOs and everybody making those decisions, I would say when that is a priority, that it becomes a reality.
And training is key. We also need to empower employees to be involved and understand the need of how to work with us, work with people like me and Lowen and the other Special Olympics athletes. Because if we have employees that have unconscious bias, non-inclusive behavior, then inclusion won't really happen. And so we don't have to get into the details of a lot of the trainings, but just a plug for in Special Olympics we have a unified leadership approach, and we have unified leadership trainings where after, if you come to our table out there, we can let you know, hopefully it's okay for me to say this, you can talk to us where we can give you and your company a unified leadership presentation on how to work with us.
It changes people's lives. It's a great training. I would highly recommend it for everyone. I would say that one of the other top things is it is different. It's a little different. We can admit that.
Yeah.
You have to the inclusion part. Corporations like Special Olympics or whatever companies you partner with are right there, walking alongside you, and utilize that. It's different because we know the family. Adam's sitting here, his mom's always involved. We know the girlfriends and Georgia. We all know all about this, and we love it and we embrace it. And that's a little different than hiring a normal employee, but it's the help that comes with it, and it's. I'm telling you, you'll learn so much from it. So I do hope that you have just in your heart to try something different.
Even just 3%, or however much that you could hire a few of us athletes in your company, it will make a difference. And then more of us athletes will have jobs. More of us will be able to live independently. We'll be able to live independent lives just like you. Because in the end, that's what we want. We have a lot of the same dreams and hopes that just like you all have.
Absolutely. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions? Who's ready to hire Daniel? Because I want to take him to Washington. I always think he should be in my office.
I have a question. Maybe you guys can share what some of the other companies here can do to maybe model some of the success that United and Special Olympics has had with this program.
They can't have Daniel. They're not allowed to have Daniel. Or Lauren. Or any of ours. But there's so many folks that come up to Daniel all the time, and it's kind of a jealous thing. There's only 4 in Chicago. I wish we had 20, and that's part of our growth plan. We were talking about that yesterday with HR, is to not only have them at
Hashtag 8 Hubs Strong.
8 Hubs Strong, so we're 5 now, we have 3 to go. That's exciting. We're starting LAX. But the point being is, people come up to Daniel all the time and ask, how did you get in? I want to get in, but there's no more spaces right now.
Yeah, even a lot of my basketball teammates, and a lot of them, when I tell them about working here,
and getting free flight.
they want to, they want the same types of job, like same types of jobs
they want jobs.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It's
But
important.
meaningful jobs, not
Yes.
just like a blah job that all job skills teachers thought we could do. But a meaningful
We
job.
always say those are great too.
Those are good
Depends
too.
on- We just want people
Yeah.
that have ambition to do more things to have that opportunity, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what kind of jobs and roles do you think would be something that we could look at to target for this kind of project?
Tell me what you do.
I work for Blue Cross Blue Shield, so.
Well, it's amazing because I would say you have an interaction, and we have teams right now looking at, if you're blind, you can be in a call center and probably no one would ever know. If you are deaf, you could help, we need ASL people all over the place.
And speaking to that, I think we did a town hall with Temple Grandin.
Oh, yeah. You guys seen that movie, Temple Grandin?
About the,
Smrokowski.
and the amount of, I think that was one of the tunnels that we co-moderated.
Yeah, we talk a lot together.
And so, but like some of the ideas that she brought up to the United Team, I think can apply to your question.
Yeah, so one of the things she talks about a lot is if you're doing an application process that's just normal, you're probably not gonna find folks with disabilities. You're probably gonna have to adjust that application process a little bit, and actually think prior to that, what is a role, a call center role, direct people role, what is the role that they can do, and write the accommodations that you could provide. And you have to think deep, like you've got to, we challenged every leader to go back into their departments and figure out how you could utilize anybody with a disability, somebody in a wheelchair, somebody that is blind, somebody from Special Olympics with an intellectual disability. They enhance the departments. They really do. And I will say, we saw Ray up here, he is blind, and I will tell you, he's legally blind, but not fully blind, and he is he does all the websites. And so if you are doing, and the app, we do anything that we do has to be accessible to all. And he is the gateway for that. And I'll tell you, it doesn't get past him. And the company all, 100% approves that. Boy, he is busy.
Even the
He's
even the Braille.
Yeah, we're bringing Braille on airplanes. We're the first to do that. All of our new orders. We're gonna have 700 new aircraft coming to United. And guess who helped that whole project? And that's a long project. So that folks can be utilized. And I will tell you, you talk to some folks with disabilities and the way they have succeeded in their lives to the point where they're probably trying to get hired by you all. They're fantastic and they're sharp and they've probably gone through more than you could ever imagine, which makes them really good employees and really thankful employees, the people that you want. What else? Was that a sort of answer?
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Other questions?
Daniel's good at questions. Come on, guys.
Improv.
I think they're tired, Daniel.
Oh, are we we're holding him back from happy hour? I can understand that.
We had a pretty fun happy hour yesterday.
Oh, we don't talk about
Oh, wait, no, that.
Okay, my question for you is, you said this partnership kind of started as an accident. So how do we have an accident? How do we start something like this?
I would say if there are folks in your corporation that have a tie to Special Olympics or any organization, and a lot of them like NOD or APD is there's a lot, even local mayor's offices are doing DEI placements now. They, here in Chicago, the mayor's office has a fantastic new program. I don't know where you all are located. And bring them in as an intern. Try. And it's worth trying. Look what it did for us.
So create, I think, and again, I started after, the OGs. But I think that the accident happened as an accident, but maybe to your point, you can create an accident, like
Yeah.
create an accident.
Happy accident.
A happy accident, yeah, that will have a, like.
I think it's working with the organizations and seeing what's available and getting the information of which organizations are near your company. That could be a little bit easier than, if they were not. I don't know, what city are you in?
Chicago.
Oh, mayor's office, unbelievable. We did a great meeting with them. They're trying to build that program up. And it's run by all people with all disabilities. There's nobody in that office that runs this program that doesn't have a disability, and it's one of the most highly functioning offices you can ever imagine. Unbelievable. Put them in charge, they will succeed. It's fun stuff, you guys. It really is. I hope you do it. But thanks for having us.
Support for Special Chronicles comes from listeners like you. As an independent public media podcast, Special Chronicles will always be there for you. Now we're asking you to be there for us. As a nonprofit independent media organization, we can only make programs like Special Chronicles with listener support. Our programs provide weekly, candid, honest, and inspiring conversations about the people with disabilities community that creates awareness, support, and advocacy within each week's episode. Listeners tell us our shows are an enjoyable and necessary podcast for the intellectual and developmental disability community and everyone else who is able to listen to stories about life from a different angle. Please, if you and your family love our weekly podcast, make a one-time, monthly, or annual gift of thanks today. Support this podcast at specialchronicles.com/give. That's specialchronicles.com/give. Support for Special Chronicles comes from ComEd. Special Chronicles is proud to partner with the ComEd Energy Force Ambassador Program. The Energy Force is the country's first energy efficiency education program designed for and taught by people with disabilities. ComEd is powering lives and really is powering us here at Special Chronicles to keep the lights on and our technology is powered on. As ComEd powers the lives of us, they are literally giving a voice to people with special needs. We thank ComEd for the generous support of our mission at Special Chronicles. Learn more at specialchronicles.com/ComEd. That's specialchronicles.com/ComEd. Support for Special Chronicles comes from United Airlines Bridge Disability Business Resource Group. Special Chronicles is proud to partner with United Airlines and the Bridge BLG. Bridge BLG is committed to being an ally for all employees and customers with disabilities. Bridge helps to create internal awareness to keep accessibility needs in mind and partner with key organizations to empower disability inclusion for employment and travel. Bridge, connecting people of all abilities. Book your travel today on United.com or on the award-winning United app. Learn more on United's commitment to disability inclusion for employment and travel at specialchronicles.com/United. That's specialchronicles.com/United. Special Chronicles is hosted by Podbean Podcast Hosting, the easiest, most affordable option to get started in podcasting. At Special Chronicles, we proudly host our weekly podcast with Podbean and highly recommend you use Podbean Podcast Hosting to get started in podcasting today. Sign up for an unlimited hosting plan and get 1 month free now to get started in podcasting today when you visit specialchronicles.com/Podbean. That's specialchronicles.com/Podbean. Our live streams are powered by StreamYard, the easiest way to create professional live streams. StreamYard is a live streaming studio in your browser. Interview guests, share your screen, and much more. Stream directly to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and other platforms. Sign up for StreamYard today using our StreamYard referral link when you visit specialchronicles.com/StreamYard. That's specialchronicles.com/StreamYard.
We're not just athletes.
We are the ambassadors of an uprising.
Peaceful protesters. In a rebellion against anyone
who has a fear of difference.
different.
Our demands are
Equality. Equality. Equality.
dignity, and the recognition of our shared humanity. We will not stop or accept anything less.
Today, our world is
More divided than ever, and coming together has never been more urgent.
The revolution
Is inclusion. Find out more at jointherevolution.org.
Thank you for listening to this special live episode of the Special Chronicles podcast and listening to my good friend Joe and myself speaking at the VMS Professionals Conference 2023 with myself and Joe. Before we conclude, just to let you know that to please to keep following the Special Chronicles podcast, or tap that follow button wherever you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you listen to your favorite shows. As new episodes drop weekly, don't miss our original content that will help you make impactful and inclusive connections in your life through our podcast. And remember to visit our website, specialchronicles.com. That's specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 750 episodes absolutely for free, as well as to find links to follow Special Chronicles on social media, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you listen to your favorite shows. I hope you have really enjoyed this speaking with Joe. You learned a lot. Depending if you know somebody in a company or you yourself would like to take your DEI, take your inclusion of hiring those of us with special needs, those of us with different abilities to a new level. Hopefully you learned a lot from our presentation. And if you want to hear more conversations about the meaning of inclusive employment, you can listen to our Unified at Work series. Just go to specialchronicles.com and click on podcasts and then Unified at Work. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week right here on specialchronicles.com. And until then, remember, choose to include. Talk to you next week. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Special Chronicles podcast. Our podcast was produced by Daniel Smrokowski on the Special Chronicles Network. Follow Special Chronicles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate, and review Special Chronicles on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our website, specialchronicles.com, where you can stream our archives of over 500 episodes for free. Also, there's a list of our favorites original series, award-winning columns, and blogs. And sign up for our newsletter to receive exclusive bonus content delivered to your inbox. Again, specialchronicles.com. Special Chronicles is hosted by Podbean Podcast Hosting. Our live streams are powered by StreamYard. Thanks as always to our business manager, Adam Smrokowski, who always encourages us to never give up. I'm Daniel Smrokowski, back next week with more stories.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.